By a raise of hands, how many of you had the birds and the bees talk with your parents? Or maybe a sibling explained it to you in awful detail? Or you learned about it in school? You probably did. Odds are, if you're from California, you probably learned the comprehensive method. Comprehensive sex ed is beneficial because it is inclusive and realistic, it's widely supported, and it's proven effective over its counterpart, abstinence-only education. Planned Parenthood defines comprehensive sex ed as medically accurate. It provides youth with positive messages about sex and sexuality as natural, healthy parts of life, while abstinence-only education is defined as having the exclusive purpose of teaching the social, psychological, and health gains to be realized by abstaining from sexual activity, where outside of marriage is harmful. Both methods exist, but the reality is teens are having sex. We should adopt this approach of comprehensive sex education to ensure the safety and well-being of our youth. I have researched this topic for a paper before, in addition to being an advocate for sexual health and sex positivity in my day-to-day politics. Today, I will explain why abstinence-only education is not inclusive, supported, or effective because comprehensive education is better. Comprehensive sex ed not only raises the effectiveness, but it's providing our youth to promote inclusivity. Teens are already having sex before they're 18. The CDC declares that 55% of male and females have already engaged in sexual activity. Amy Schwartz, author of Comprehensive Sex Ed, Why America's Youth Deserve the Truth About Sex, shares that 750,000 teen pregnancies occur each year. 13% of the population diagnosed with HIV and AIDS is youth, and 9 million STDs are shared in this group. So if teens are already sexually active, the stats are raising every single day. We must provide the preventative measures for positive and comprehensive experiences. Abstinence-only education emphasizes a wait until marriage ideal. Catherine F. Stanger Hall, author of Abstinence-Only Education and Teen Pregnancy Rates, Why We Need Comprehensive Sex Education in the U.S., states that most of these programs cannot include info about contraception and safe sex. So, in turn, it does not reduce and it likely increases teen pregnancy. Another thing to mention is that it is a failure on advocating for LGBTQ plus teens, sexual abuse survivors, and there is no emphasis on violence prevention and healthy relationships, according to the Guttmacher Institute. Found that abstinence-only education is discriminatory against young minority women, such as African American and Latina teens. There's different levels in abstinence-only education, starting from level 0 to level 3. Level 0 is a more comprehensive approach, while level 3 has the highest form of abstinence teaching. With these numbers, Stanger Hall declared that level 0 had a 58.78%, level 3 had a 73.24%, and this was per 1,000 teen girls ages 14 to 19 that were pregnant. Level 0 was found to be a predominantly more white population, and level 3 had more minority women. So, bringing all of these facts together, Schwartz even mentions how now abstinence-only education is receiving over $200 million annually from 3 federal funding sources. So we are funding a lot of money into a program that is not giving back the results it's needed. Teenagers will continue to have sex. We must provide safe and positive outlets for these occurrences that are going to happen. By advocating for these teens, we allow open communication and mutual understanding in our personal lives, as well as how we as a society view sex. Contraception is emphasized, like birth control and condoms, to encourage discussion on safe sex and how to protect ourselves. There is diversity included within this for the LGBTQ plus community, providing resources for these students who need them, as well as minorities would now be included, separating the educational divide that was once there before. Another thing about comprehensive sex education is that there is a huge discussion on consent, how no and other nonverbals or verbals can mean no, regardless of the situation. Stanger Hall also reports the popularity of comprehensive sex education as approximately 82% of ages 13 to 83 support comprehensive sex ed. So envision a world where comprehensive sexual education is the consensus. Imagine a comfortable, friendly environment with open discussion, whether you can choose abstinence or not, a decision that can't be made for you. See a world with families that are closer than ever before. How this is much further than just the sex talk. It is a discussion of everything from puberty to how to take care of yourself, and it encourages open discussion for deeper topics. Abstinence-only education ignores reality. Sex happens, and by giving no materials or teaching, we continue to fail by not advocating for our youth. I challenge all of you to call your state legislation to adopt and fund comprehensive sex education if they haven't already. By promoting sex positivity, we diminish the taboo and make it normal. Please join me in advocating for our youth to grow and succeed. Thank you.